Hey guys, Fire here, and today we're going to be back with yet another Anime Guardians video. Today I feel like I want to rank all of the 10 best characters in the game, and I would like to preface this by saying the fact that I do not rank units on just pure damage. I am going to be ranking these units on their overall value, such as how worthwhile they are to obtain. So like someone like Subaru Lust is going to be here because he is just better than Robin, and as everyone knows, the characters that just upgrade your units to max are just some of the most important characters to get in the game. So I'm going to be ranking these on overall value, on if they're worth obtaining or not. Now, to start off this list, I would like to open with number 10, which is actually a tie between two characters, and I like to say it is between Satella and Typhon. Now, these two characters perform two completely different niches. Satella is overall just a damage dealer, but Typhon is like the shield breaker and also just executes anyone below 50% HP. So they perform completely different niches, and they are going to be needed for vastly different things. So I can't really, in good faith, say that one of them is better than the other, because I believe both of them are worth getting for completely different reasons. Now, for number 9, this is actually a bit of a toss-up for me, and I know a lot of people may disagree with this fact, but I am actually going to be placing Reinhardt right there. Now, personally, I'm also going to just place 8 because it is a toss-up in these two. I believe both of these units are really good, really worth getting, great DPS, but they serve different niches. Denji is a lot better for bleed builds, so if you have, for example, Subaru Lust, who is buffing your bleed insanely, he is going to be better. Reinhardt overall might be doing more damage whenever he pops his active ability, but that does not mean that he is the better unit, unfortunately. Now, next, I will actually be placing Cosmic Garo. Now, I know this guy is really good. However, you guys will see later on why exactly I have him this low. Because, again, I am not ranking off of pure DPS. I am ranking him based on the fact that he is just a little less valuable than other units. He will age not so well because of the fact that he is just pure damage. Now, next, we will be placing, again, another very, very controversial one. I will place Sukuna at 6. Now, Sukuna has been good for very long. He has had a very long-lasting place in this meta, but I believe there are units that perform things better than he does at this point in time. I believe he is more worthwhile to get than Denji, but him and Denji do work really well as a pairing. So I can't really in good faith place him any lower. If you wanted to make the argument, I would say you can swap these two, and that would be completely fair. I'm not going to argue that. That is a very, very understandable point. And next, I'm actually going to be placing Regulus. He is very good, but his damage just doesn't do too much. He's not doing too much damage. He's just not providing enough damage to be better than a couple more of the characters that are coming up on the list. Now, I would say next is actually going to be... Oh, I just noticed I might be actually missing a character. I guess I can just do this then. Knock them up. My bad. I'm just going to say that this is tiers 9 and 10. They're on an equal level. So here, let me just delete this row and just place this as 9/10 because they are tied for this place. Now, again, next I'm going to be placing... this is actually a huge toss-up. I will place Carmilla. I will place Carmilla right here. Oh, I have 2 3s. That's my issue. My bad. My bad, guys. I didn't even notice I had 2 3s. But okay. Either way, it's not... Oh, okay, so I did have enough. Okay, let me fix this real quick. My bad, guys. Once again, I did have enough placements. I just completely missed that fact. Okay. Uh, move everyone back down one. Oh crap. Alright. Again, I can see the argument of Regulus. These two are completely interchangeable. It's really hard to argue these two. They both have different use cases. Regulus is really good for support. He's stopping enemies from moving at all. But next, I will be placing Subaru Lust at number 3. Actually, I will move Subaru Lust up to number 2. And Yuichiro will be right here. He is the best damage dealer in the game, in my opinion. If you wanted to argue Carmilla is better, that is completely fair, but I just feel like if you are not running who number 1 is going to be, and I feel like I do not need to explain, it is Blast. But Yuichiro can get himself into negative SPA if you give him the Cursed Book with Divine Wrath on it. So it is just a completely broken character doing insane damage per second. It's just completely unfair to rank him below Carmilla when Carmilla without Blast. I'm completely judging these characters like in a vacuum, not in their best spot. Of course, with Ultima and their artifacts, but I'm not going to be accounting for the Blast buff because that is insane. I will account for like Subaru Lust for Denji or Sukuna, just for the sheer fact that you need Subaru Lust regardless, but people will not have Blast. I understand that fact, so I'm not going to judge characters off of that fact. But Yuichiro is just really good on his own without Blast buff or anything. He is really just doing insane DPS whenever you have Cursed Book of Divine Wrath on him. Which, if you have that on Sloth Subaru, then you would probably be better off running someone else like Carmilla instead of him and having like Blast in his slot. But Subaru Lust, pretty self-explanatory. He is extremely valuable, arguably the most valuable unit in the game, and Blast is also pretty self-explanatory. He makes every other unit be attacking in a negative 2 SPA. Subaru Lust isn't as necessary based on the fact that the Frostborn Aegis or whatever, I don't remember the exact name, but it's the one that instantly upgrades the unit that the artifact is placed on to up to max. So Blast is just doing way too much for one character. He is placing all of your characters into a negative SPA, which is completely insane. It just melts any stage. If you watched yesterday's video, you will understand why I personally believe that is a huge issue. The 5-way skip is really nice to have. He is buffing your damage, and he's also doing the Poochie effect without doing an ability. By just hitting an enemy, he has, I think, a 15% chance to send them back to the entrance, which is completely and utterly insane. I do not need to explain why that's insane, but I believe this is my list. Again, there are some changes you could make, I would understand, but namely, I believe Blast is the best character in the game based on just on pure value, what he brings to the table. If you guys disagree, I understand, but this is my personal ranking. I do not rank the same way as other people do with pure DPS, as pure DPS, like pure damage on a character in this game, does not matter if you have Blast. He is just far and away in his own tier. Like, honestly, I would, if I could, I would just place like 3 tiers between Subaru Lust and Blast, but oh, my bad. But either way, you get the point. He is doing far too much for one character, and he just makes any stage free. Every other character here is very good, very worth getting, so if you see someone here, I would recommend getting them. The only character I would say you really don't need is Satella, but she is still really good. I like using Satella. But other than that, I believe that is all I will be going over for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something from it, and hopefully one of the other tower defense games will update soon. Like, I've been waiting for the Anime Last Stand update to drop so I can make content on that. I wouldn't mind if, well, I'm also waiting for the Universal Tower Defense update, but if nothing updates tomorrow, I will think of something else, maybe a what to expect or prepare for the Guardians update or for the Anime Last Stand update. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. But either way, if you guys enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.